recommendations of the report will be carefully studied, and where legal action and investigations are warranted, they will be pursued without fear or favor. Every peso recovered will be channeled back into national development, and mechanisms will be strengthened to prevent such losses in the future. I have promptly handed over the report to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, and I give him firm instructions to commence immediate investigations into the cases reported in here with a view to prosecuting anyone found liable for corruption or related offenses. To those who think they can defraud the state and escape justice, let this serve as a strong warning. Ghana is no longer a safe haven for corruption. To those who stand for integrity, accountability, and the rule of law, I assure you that this government remains your steadfast partner in building a nation where honesty and hard work are rewarded. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a defining moment in our fight against corruption. We must all play our parts, citizens, civil society, the media, and public officials alike. Together, we will build a Ghana that is just, transparent, and prosperous for generations to come. I thank you, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
We take the view that oral has deepened transparency and accountability. It has really increased public awareness about the need to protect state assets. And it is also serving as a guide to the new government. And government officials are now more conscious of the need to make sure that, as President Mahama has consistently said, charity begins at home. Secondly, thanks to the establishment of oral, we have been able to save 50 bungalows that were on the verge of being demolished. 50 bungalows. We received distress calls from public servants who said people had showed up, so-called private developers, to demolish their bungalows. And in the report, we have provided the detailed list of these bungalows, some belonging to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Gender, Social Protection, the CSIR, and all of that. But for the president establishing oral, we take the view that all of these 50 bungalows will have been demolished. So what we did is that when we received the complaints, the distress calls, we immediately called the National Security Committee. And we were very privileged because of the president's foresight. He strategically positioned COP Kpebu in oral and also in the National Security Committee. So as soon as the reports come, he then relays the information to National Security Committee. So media, please get it clear. We are not saying that we, Team Oral, physically went to prevent demolition of bungalows. No, that was not part of our mandate.
Let's go back and speak to lawyer Martin Kpebu on the oral presentation of their final report to President John Dramani Mahama. Good evening, sir, and thanks for joining us on Newsnight.
Yes, good evening.
Right. First of all, I would like to find out from you what is work like for you as a member of the committee.
Extremely grueling. It was tasking. Yeah, it took a lot of time, but we did what we could. And then, so we even got a technical support team together to help us. So you have Prince, you have Charles, Bafo Jewu, you have Kofi Abochi, not the UPSA law dean, the other Kofi Abochi. Okay, you have Noah Adanute, all right, yeah, and etc. So a lot, Rabna, yeah. So a lot of people helped us behind the scenes. So it's a lot because looking at 2,413, and even as we are speaking now, more complaints are coming in, more tips. So it's a daily, it has no time limit. Sometimes midnight, that's the time somebody sends you a WhatsApp message about a complaint, or early morning. So even though officially today we've handed over the report, but sure, more complaints, more tips, etc. will come through the emails and the website we set up, and we'll gather those and go and give the Attorney General.
Okay. Now, Counsel, looking at your background as a private legal practitioner, I would like to find out from you if you have enough evidence that will lead to the possible prosecution on what you presented to the president.
No, we can't generally talk about evidence that's enough for prosecution. That question doesn't arise because when you look at our mandate, we're not asked to do investigations. No, we're not doing criminal investigations. The thing is that we're asked to receive complaints. So when you receive the complaints, some of them, even assuming some of them were oral, the person cannot read and write, but he can tell you what he has seen or what he has heard. So when you receive, you write down. Those that were written, sometimes then we'll check if there was publicly available information. We'll check those ones, the story they are giving. Does it tally what is in the media, etc.? So we're doing some of these basic cleaning up of the petitions, representing them. Some of them too were tips. They are not full complaints. The person will just say, hey, I suspect maybe this institution, why? They are doing some fishy deals because I see they've bought maybe 20 new cars. This, it looks odd. Look into it. Look into this organization, all that. So, there are a lot of stuff, and we don't underestimate the ones that are even tips. Let's value the fact that citizens saw things that they thought were wrong and spoke. Because one of the things affecting our democracy is the refusal of some people to speak, a lot of people, because they are scared that a government in power is so powerful that it can harm them. Hey, I want to think about my husband and my children, or I want to think about me and my wife and children, or I'm thinking about my family. I don't want trouble. So this exercise we went through helped to take away some of those fears, helped to get citizens to participate, etc. So that in itself is victory, is success, even before we go into the actual investigations. So we've gathered information, and the Attorney General is going to build on that by way of proper full investigations.
All right, some 2,400 complaints you received. What were some of the things that shocked you when you received the complaints?
Right now, I'm not sure. I have to seek clearance. We've just handed over to the Attorney General.
Okay.
I'm not sure we can go into the specifics. We just give general. Okay. So, yes, I'll talk about generally so that I don't go and mention somebody's name and to be like, right, you've been given a petition. So it's a loot. It's a loot. So generally, you see maybe something is to cost 10 cedis. Then because they were looting, they will make it 100 Ghana. So increase the price many-fold. Then the money can be shared amongst the collaborators. So that's a typical one. And also you look at the land. As for the land cases, I'm sure you've been seeing them on air all over. That, you see, they can give to you a favored person, Cantonment's land, one plot, then they'll give you 162,000 Ghana cedis. If you convert it to dollars, that's barely $10,000. But that same land, if you are selling it out, you can get at least $400,000. Right. 300 minimum, $100,000. Meanwhile, you paid about $10,000. So you are getting 299 times more. So those kind of cases, they were rampant. So you see that the La people, the indigenous of Accra, and also many parts of the country, they are agitating that their lands were taken and now are being given to others for peanuts when they themselves are wallowing in poverty. So you see there are calls for there to be a commission of inquiry to go into how lands that were taken by government are now being given to certain favored individuals for next to nothing, etc. So it's a very deep, eye-opening experience. I have learned a lot, and we will be making proposals. We've already done some. We've handed over to President Mahama. And also in the public domain, we'll continue to advocate for changes in our laws. Changes. Some of our laws are very bad, like the OSP law. It's not good at all. It gives too much power to one person, just like the deficiency our constitution suffers. It gives too much power to a president. So the OSP law like this will be looking to ask that they amend it so that more power is given to the other persons involved. If you write a petition now today, Mr. Ado, It goes straight to the, apart from the receptionist, it will go to the special prosecutor himself. So if, Mr. Ado, you are petitioning against Martin Kpebu, and something like maybe the special prosecutor likes Martin Kpebu, and so he doesn't want to investigate it, because he's the only one who is in the petition, it's easy for him not to investigate, because his other people in the office have not seen it. Right. That shouldn't be. So we have to reform the OSB Act and make sure that every petition that goes in there should be a committee of prosecutors that will see it, maybe not less than 5, so that out of these 5, in case somebody wants to sit on the petition, at least one person may blow the whistle, etc. There are a whole lot of changes that through this work I have learned, that we can do to improve our democracy.
Okay. All right, Council, finally, before you take leave of us, do you think there will be action taken after the committee's work, and do you think some people are likely to go to jail?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Action will be taken, because these cases, out of so many, as I've mentioned, the ones we profiled and wrote proper reports on are almost 40. Then there are other ones that are petitions by themselves. Yes, you can't throw away everything. No, by all means, some of them will be used for further investigations. Yes, some of them. So let's just go back, because I cannot deal with the specifics in the report, because we've handed over to President Mahama, who has also given to Attorney General. Let's just cast our minds back. Why did we vote against Bawumia and Akufo-Addo? Mostly it was because of economic mismanagement, the looting of state properties, these lands we've mentioned, agric mechanization, or call it agric engineering lands. You remember the National Cathedral giving so much of our money away. So the very things that were the troubles during the election, the scandals. You remember one day, one scandal, busy internet, the free, the SHS free Wi-Fi, that wasn't working. The Moshosho rice, giving our children poisoned foods. Just look at all the scandals. They are the things that people are complaining about. So by all means, if you will, what am I saying? If you, by all means, some will make their way to court. Okay. That one, I can assure you.
All right. Yes. Okay. So, Council, I said that was going to be my final question, but let's do this one. Does the Secretariat close after today's presentation of the report? And if anyone has any further evidence, where should the person send it?
For now, the Attorney General and the President did not specifically say the Secretariat should close, because, and I think there's wisdom in it, because we need a transition period. So just like you see the presidency, before President Mahama took office, they did a transition period where they were told all the things that were not all, some of the things they were prepared. So here too, maybe some people haven't heard that today we've presented our reports. So maybe as we are even speaking, some are sending emails. And it's even possible that at the time we're in the Jubilee House presenting their reports, some people were sending in their petitions or complaints. So it makes sense for the website, the email addresses, etc., to continue to function for a while. Okay. Then we'll transition to the Attorney General fully.
All right.
But oral continues. Oral is continuing stage 2, which is the investigations, and then stage 3, prosecution. So oral is not dead. No. It's a continuation. Oral is here to stay. Ghanaians have embraced oral, so it's not going anywhere. And also it has a variant, Operation Prevent All Loot. So President Mahama at the ceremony made clear that he is putting in efforts to prevent the kind of loot that happened in the previous administration.
All right. Thank you so much, there, Council Lawyer Martin Kpebu.